pro wrestling personality and expert, Steve Rickard. In this program of World Pro Wrestling from the Pacific, it's elimination time for the TV Knockout Championship. We see the return of Tony Rickard against Gore the Mongolian. Peter Lauder meets Steve Rickard, and Lars Anderson clashes with Samoan Joe. But first, it's highlights from the recent Commonwealth title match between Steve and Lars Anderson. Some good wrestling by these two all the time. That mind is ticking over. The mind of Lars Anderson ticking over. What will I do to get myself out of this situation? Certainly locked in at the moment, but by no means beaten in this championship, Commonwealth Championship bout. Lower back in a holding pattern. Steve Rickard wanting to vary things a little. In comes the knee into the back of Lars Anderson. See that perspiration pouring off. There's the face of the both of them. More work going on in the face of Anderson than Rickard. Well, not that anybody said the Commonwealth title bouts were easy. Certainly not in this case. Two fine wrestlers. Rickard still got Anderson's left arm up his back. Endeavouring to do something with the right arm, but it looks as though Anderson endeavouring to get that around the back of Rickard. In fact, if the referee wasn't there, I'm sure there might be even an endeavour to grab some hair. You can see how those shoulders are pinned back on Anderson at this stance. It's a difficult position to get out of. Well, Anderson not using up a great deal of energy at the moment to get out of this. Probably more mental energy being consumed at the moment. One minute, round three. The defender, Steve Rickard, his Commonwealth title. Hasn't looked like losing this one yet. To that point, neither has Lars Anderson looked like being a loser. Nicely poised. Might see a bit of action now. Rickard's up at his feet, but he's into the turnbuckle. There'll have to be a break here. Yes, referee Kendall calling for the break. He just want Anderson there to, he doesn't want a break. To get those fists going into the stomach of Steve Rickard. Real close quarter stuff. It's the bell. The end of round three. Anderson still doesn't want to stop. He's been given a bit of room, so he wants to work on Rickard, but there it is. Round three in this Commonwealth title bout between Lars Anderson and Steve Rickard. We're into round four. This Commonwealth title bout. And it looks as though we've got blood. We've got blood, and that's an unhappy sight. And in fact, Lars Anderson is playing on that point. He's broken the skin on the forehead of Steve Rickard and really working on that point. The defending champion is on the canvas, and he is bleeding. And it looks like there's a fair amount going into his eyes as well, which won't help, and a scream from one of the ladies in the crowd. Not happy at the sight of blood. Nobody would be happy at the sight of blood. At this point in this Commonwealth title bout. Well, how long can the champion carry on as Anderson continues to work on it? Back comes that fist from Rickard. Maybe he's still got some fight left in him. Looks as though he could have. Another fist to Lars Anderson. Back it comes. Anderson's starting to waver a little now as Rickard continues with those fists. Another one to the chest of Anderson. There's plenty of fight left in Rickard yet. Back it comes as Anderson goes back onto the turnbuckle. Anderson on the turnbuckle. Rickard keeps working as the referee tries to break them up as they're on the ropes. Now onto the ropes goes Anderson. And the sleeper hold. We've waited for it, but Anderson. Now that's interesting. Anderson managed to break out of the sleeper hold by throwing Rickard over the ropes. Now, will he be able to get back in? Well, it's not very often we see the sleeper hold broken, but it was that time by Lars Anderson. Two fine wrestlers. This is really building up into something of a great Commonwealth title match. It's a pity just what's happened to Steve Rickard. It will affect them to some degree. Now, at the side of the ring now, and that is Tony Rickard. As Lars Anderson works on the leg, looks like Lars Anderson will try the figure four. And if Rickard gets into the figure four, he'll never get out of it. There's Tony Rickard into the ring. It's Tony Rickard. Well, this is a turnaround. The boy helped Dad. Now he's out of the ring, so Dad is able to break out of the figure four. I would not think he would have got out of it otherwise. Look at the mess on the face of Rickard. Fist to Lars Anderson. Lars Anderson now wavering. He's against the rope. The bell is gone. The bell is gone for the end of the match. Referee Jack Kendall went to the canvas. These two are fighting on. Referee Jack Kendall now. This is amazing. Steve Rickard is going for the throat of Lars Anderson. I just can't believe what has come over Steve Rickard these days. He's really getting so worked up on the man. This time nothing happened to his son. His son is in there. Tony Rickard in to help this time. Well, it's just quite beyond me that Steve Rickard should go to these sort of lengths. And it looks as though the referee has decided that it is a double disqualification. There's the signal. What a tragic end to what was looking like a great Commonwealth title match between these two. A double disqualification on Lars Anderson and Steve Rickard.
The referee threw it out. You know, I'll say one thing, you know, and I'll say it very clearly. You know, like, I am the greatest wrestler that New Zealand has ever seen. And I don't like the idea of the skinny kid getting involved in my matches. I had the old man beaten down. Do you understand that? Beaten down. And the kid gets involved. You know, but I'll say one thing. We should try a 2 out of 3 like that, huh? 2 out of 3 falls, Rickard, and find out what happens. Let's do it American style. American professional wrestling, let's do it that way and find out what happens, you know. But I think even though the kid got involved, yeah, Rickard, you're the veteran, well, so am I. You're the champion, but I'm going to be the champion. You understand? I am the uncrowned champion. The odds were even.
That's a tough assignment. You know, I don't reckon he can do it, but time will tell. Now it's to the TV Championship belt, and the first elimination sees the return of Tony Rickard. He's bigger, he's stronger, and he's more experienced than ever. And he's up against Gore the Mongolian. Gore the Mongolian and Tony Rickard. First thing we notice is that there's a lot more beef put on Tony Rickard there. I think about, it must be just over a year since we've seen him here. Yeah, but definitely over a year since we've seen him here in our World Pro Wrestling action. He's certainly looking a lot better. Oh, there, he's swinging a leg across the face of Gore the Mongolian. Now he's got an arm lock as the Mongolian goes down on the ground. That's one half of the Gore and Tsar Mongolian team. Good start from Tony Rickard. He's been doing a lot of work in the gym and they had quite a bit of overseas experience over the past year. And up fist to the stomach and one to the back of the neck from the Mongolian. Back comes Tony Rickard. Heavy to the chest. Now I must say he is looking good. The overseas experience he's had too, up with his father up in Pakistan and other places in the east and around the Pacific Islands. That's probably helped him a lot. We'll see here against the Mongolian. A tough opponent to get up against. Gore the Mongolian. Strong man. His brother's even stronger. Locking hands. Well, you see Tony Rickard's feeling that. wanting to get off those knees if he can. He's trying to hold those strong hands of Gore the Mongolian. Oh, heavy one, knee. Well, tries to get up again. He's going to have to watch that knee from the Mongolian. He's up. He's up, a good showing. Good showing by Tony Rickard, but here he'll be thrown over. Slid out of that one, okay, now that's interesting. Nice back somersault, his count of 2 there. Back comes Tony Rickard, called the Mongolian. Oh! Fighting the breeze there. They're giving Gore all the chance to get back with that foot into the back, Tony Rickard. He's on the rope, so there'll have to be a break. Well, for all the Tony Rickard fans, they'll be glad to see him back in the ring. He got up to a great start, but they'll want to see him get some initiative back here. He's sad to see him lose that initiative now after such a great start. The Mongolian's got the upper hand at this stage over Tony Rickard. Fist to the back of the neck. Across the ring goes Rickard. Back at the Mongolian. Over and backward somersault. Well, I think all the Mongolian senses that having a bit of problems. Bit of a problem there is Tony Rickard in the lower part of his back, and the Mongolian is playing on that particular point. There goes a knee into it right now. He's on the rope. Referee calling for the break. Yes. We got a bit of surprise coming through from Tony Rickard. And that's what I think if he's going to have any chance. Oh, right outside the ring goes Tony Rickard. Goes to have he had any chance of beating Gore the Mongolian. That youthfulness and surprise would probably be the thing. At the moment, a heavy fall onto the wooden floor for the Mongolian. Head front on the canvas, referee pointing out, grab the hair. The rules once again, grabs the hair, referee telling him to stand back. Back, I think, in a way, threatening to disqualify him. Come on, Tony Rickard, back into that ring. Gore the Mongolian giving him no chance to get back in the ring. Now he's going to headbutt. Referee, Jack Kendall, saying stand right back. As lovely and beautiful cradle. Yes. A lovely cradle for Tony Rickard. And there's a great start for the night front leg. Tony Rickard, youthfulness and surprise paid off there. So a win to Tony Rickard. Well, surprise was certainly the essence in this one. Tony Rickard endeavouring to get back into the ring as Gore the Mongolian had the upper hand. There's the head into the stomach and the chest of Tony Rickard. Back he comes to the ropes. Referee Jack Kendall telling Gore the Mongolian to stand back a bit. And there's a surprise as he goes over and gets Gore the Mongolian in the cradle and gets a surprise win here in our first match.
More action from the TV Championship right after this break.
These two we haven't seen much of in World Pro Wrestling. But here they are together in the second elimination bout for the TV Championship belt. Steve Rickard. Lauder goes to the canvas. It's nice to see Steve doing a bit of wrestling in World Pro Wrestling. Of course, does a lot on the circuit around New Zealand and in the East and up in Hawaii. Up into Lauder. Steve to the rope, back comes Steve with the shoulder, into the chest. Now throwing Lauder to the canvas again. Steve is fit as ever these days. Works out continuously in the gym, and of course his whole life is travelling around and virtually one-night wrestling stands. Steve Rickard in the right door, another hard one, shoulder into the chest of Peter Lauder. But he gets up fast, and back comes Rickard. How many more of those can Peter Lauder take? Rickard getting a little fired up now. Jack Kendall. Down to give the count. Two, in fact, but the shoulders are nowhere near the ground. Looking very closely. There's one. Rickard tightens. Hand of Lauder annoying him just a little. Second elimination bout. And first one a real surprise with a win too with Tony Rickard. Well, I think a pretty popular one too. The Rickard fans delighted to see Tony back in the ring and looking so good too. Peter Lauder with Rickard in the corner. Lauder coming back, another forearm to the neck. Another forearm to the chest. Back comes Rickard, and that's a heavy one to the chest of Peter Lauder. Come on, he says. Come here, mate. Hello. And a fisticuffs now. He's reeling. Lauder goes back down. Well, it's a little quick fist work there from Steve Rickard to Peter Lauder. Back up again now. What answer has he got now? He's throwing him onto the ropes. Peter Lauder. Back comes Lauder over the top. Rickard goes down. Lovely. Oh, and he's got it. That's it. He's got the sleeper. We've seen this so many times before by Steve Rickard. Favourite holder, Steve Rickard, and a very potent one too. Lauder fighting his way out of it. You won't fight your way out of this one, Peter Lauder. As Steve Rickard tightens with the sleeper. Lauder still a lot of fight. Rickard's got him up now. Well, on the ropes again, and this time, yes! You might have a better hold on him this time. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Steve Rickard has said, looks like it might be this time. You can see those arms weakening. Jack Kendall will just try the arms shortly. Find out. It looks as though this time there won't be any getting out for Peter Lauder. Referee checking the arm. Looks like that famous hold of Steve Rickard has done its job again. Getting the count. And there's the count for three. Down to Peter Lauder. Up goes the arm of Steve Rickard for a win in the second elimination bout for the TV belt. A hold that don't often come out of the sleeper hold by Steve Rickard. He got up at the first time, did Peter Lauder, but Steve Rickard came back to make a real good go of it this time. And there was no chance whatsoever of Peter Lauder coming out of this one. He put a bit of fight in that first one, not much fight in this one. We'll see those arms weaken. Jack Kendall will try the arms out, and it'll be a win to Steve Rickard as he lifts the hand up, and Jack Kendall will give the count any moment now, and it'll be a win to Steve Rickard in his second elimination bout. Famous sleeper hold. Jack Kendall makes sure that it's worked to its entirety. Lauder goes to the floor. Winner, Steve Rickard. Now it's elimination number 3 in time for Anderson to show his class against the fiery Samoan Joe. Lars Anderson and Samoan Joe. He'll go sprinting. Very popular figure on the New Zealand circuit and in fact in the Far East. Always gets off the line. Very proud. Lars Anderson already saying something to the referee. He's playing to the crowd as well. Good to see that. Good to see that. Lars Anderson. One half of the tag team. Oh, and his knee to the chest. Noted that. Goes back in the center. Just for the... Lars Anderson is certainly win any Kenny Rogers lookalike contest. Everything. Another one. Quieten them down, feels Lars Anderson. Take a lot more than that to put Samoan Joe down and take it comes. Knee there. Small fist in the chest and the stomach of Lars Anderson playing on the ropes this time. Yeah! Lovely way for Samoan Joe. That's what the crowd like to see. No, he said. That looks like really one of the solar plexus. Beautiful knee jump into the neck of Lars Anderson. Across the body, gets the count of 2. There comes Anderson. Looks a little tired getting up that side. Lars Anderson, a very strong man. done well. He's had a good year this year. Went from strength to strength last year. Gone along on the same lines this year. The overseas experience really starting to show. Little playing for time goes on from Lars Anderson. Anderson throws Samoan Joe to the right. Oh! Shoulder into the chest of Lars Anderson, but he's quickly up. Samoan Joe on top pulls that hair of Samoan Joe. Samoan Joe wastes no time in fighting back. This is interesting. One way then the other, but Samoan Joe is getting frozen. That's probably some surprising the good news for Samoan Joe fans. Going well against the strength of Lars Anderson. Towards those gloves. So there's Anderson who throws Samoan Joe to the left, and in goes the shoulder. So I can imagine that could be a pretty heavy thing as you come off the rope. Have a shoulder going to the chest. What's Anderson trying here? It looks as though suplex is on there. He's in front, and Jack Chandler gives the count of 2 off roll. Samoan Joe. Suplexes. That's certainly the foul when they're done. Now Lars Anderson, it looks as though just playing with Samoan Joe a little. Doesn't get that free count. What's needed for the pin. Samoan Joe looking a little tired. Oh, he missed! He missed! Lars Anderson missed! And there's the famous head butt of Samoan Joe. Crowd love that one. Anderson in trouble now. As he tries the canvas by Samoan Joe. Samoan Joe. He misses this time. Well, he fell heavily on that. And he also heavily on his forearm too. So Lars Anderson wasting no time in getting back in. Now this may be the death knell for Samoan Joe. It looks as though he's going to try his famous figure 4. Lars Anderson with the figure 4 on Samoan Joe. Now this one, before they don't come out of the sleeper hole, they don't come out of this one either when Lars Anderson tries his figure 4. Samoan Joe is fighting, he's saying no to Jack Chandler. No, I don't give in. He must give in. He must give in. They don't come out of this one. Do you, says Jack Chandler, do you? Yes. There it is. He's given in to win to Lars Anderson with the figure 4. Lars Anderson certainly didn't have this one all his own way. You see here, Samoan Joe was doing really well until this particular point when he had this heavy fall, heavy on the knee, heavy on the forearm, and as I said, that seemed to be the death knell for Samoan Joe. And in fact it was. Lars Anderson came quickly in and heavily on those vulnerable points of Samoan Joe. And that was the knee first of all. And then he twisted himself around into his now world famous figure 4. And there it was all over. A win to Lars Anderson.
And that's it from World Pro Wrestling. Well, I don't know about you. I can't wait for that match between Anderson and Rickard over 3 falls. But join me next time for more on-the-mat action from the Pacific.